Farm Guy here, and this is the HKL Silo System by Kastor D-S-Agrarservice. On Farming Simulator 22, it's for all platforms, PC, Mac, and console. I'm on PS5 here on Rock Crawl. 14.88 megabytes to download. This is, in my opinion, one of the coolest, if not the most, coolest mods we've had for quite some time, aside from maybe an update here or two. But as far as this type of mod, right, so this has a lot going on here. And well, let's start where we're going to find these. This is a set of silos, and it's not in the spot where you would think they would be. So first of all, where do we find them? Well, they're not under tools. They're not under vehicles, of course, but you would think they'd be under tools here somewhere or in the construction, in the build menu, but no. They're under objects and big bags and pallets. Yes, so it is, in essence, a pallet or a big bag. And why are they here? Well, we'll explain. Now, there is lots of them. I think I counted 18 of them. Right, so what are they? Well, this is a 25,000 liter container of wheat. It is a pre-filled container of wheat. $31,500 for 25,000 liters. Now, I have not done the math on any of these. 2 slots each for the first one, and we'll talk about that in a moment. So this is in essence a silo that acts like a big bag. Why is that? Well, we'll explain that in a moment. So we have wheat, oat, fertilizer, 25,000 liters of fertilizer for $45,000. What does that compare to? $1,000, about $1,000 for 500 liters, and this is so 2,000 for, yeah, my math is so terrible. But anyways, lime, 25,000 liters, $8,000. So you do the math to see whether it's economically viable or not to buy it this way. But that's kind of, well, yes, that is kind of the point. I might have to do some calculations and get out my calculator. But first of all, so yes, pig food even. Yes, pig food. Seeds, road salt, mineral feed. And then we have smaller ones. So wheat in 18,500 liters. So we have all the same ones except in a smaller container. And then we have 2 refillable silos. So yes, basically big bags that you can put anything. They come empty, and you have to fill it with something. And you can fill it with literally anything except liquids. No liquids, but all the solids. And there's no, yeah, they're so big that this is the store here. So there's no options for colors or anything like that. $5,000 for the 25,000 liter, and $18,500 is $3,500. Right, so I have a few here. Now, let's see. This one is the refillable one. Now, in order to move these, well, there's several ways I guess you could move them around, but the one way is to use this. Now, this is the MAN 640 HP Euro 5. Now, why is that significant? Well, it had just, well, as of today, it also has got an update, which is kind of odd that 2 different mods would get this update on the same day, which is actually because they are connected. And I'll have a separate video on this mod. But in order for this all to work together, you need to use this particular, the MAN TGX HKL Rolland IT runner Buy the same modder, Kastor, a D-S-Agrarservice, which has just had an update today, and must go down here. So you have to update this if you have it, and go to hook lift compatibility. It now has the HKL lift silo as the option. You must pick that when you buy it. And so we have bought another one here. So let's get our help window on. Now, let's demonstrate how you pick one of these up. Now I'm going to drop my, no, not that, drop my axle and extend my arm. Now, when you extend this arm with this configuration, it's going to stop there. Why is that, you may ask? Well, because if you have, this is not unfamiliar to perhaps a lot of farmers is now, so as you back up, it hooks up to the top. You see that? There's a hook at the top, and now L1 and X loads it, and it will lift it. And then slowly tip it over onto the truck. Now this is actually the same kind of process that farm silos, or a lot of farm silos, are actually moved around or placed, and that's how they transport them. That's how they generally, that's the idea anyway. So now look, I have picked up the one that has lime in it. Right, so I have a whole silo full of lime, 25,000 liters of lime. How do we get that lime out? Well, I'm going to see if I can take it out while it's on the truck like that, which is not how it's supposed to work. I have some fertilizer in here actually. So, but I'm going to see, that's the one thing I didn't try yet. We're going to talk about that over there in a moment. But I'm going to come along here and see if I'm going to get the load. Oh yes, look at that. So I can load from it from while it's mounted on the truck. So you can drive this, hook this up, drive it out to the field, and say you have a lime spreader that you're using, and you just refill it from here. So how else can you operate this? Well, if you notice, it doesn't show as an attachment on the truck for some reason. That could be a bit of an oversight, maybe. I can switch back and forth between the truck and the attached, but it's not showing up. So that, but don't worry about that. So I can't unload it directly like this. However, notice what happens when I L1 and put it upright. Upright, and if I go over top of cell point, it should. Oh, why is it not doing that now? Interesting. Oh, I know, because it's a container. It should still. Okay, now I'll show you why I'm confused by this, but this is a lime. So I bought that, and it has lime in it. And actually so the deal is when this empties, so I'll have to go in here and load it. So there we go. Okay, I'm unloading that, loading it now. When it empties, it disappears. Basically, that's the deal. It disappears. So this one is the refillable one. And what's different about this, it's basically like, well, it's like a silo, a refillable silo. So this one does not disappear when it's empty. Now, see, this one pours out because it's a refillable silo. I think that's why it works differently. So now it's emptying, and you can empty. So you can It's a portable silo, really it is. That's what it is. Very neat. Now, there's still neat things about these things going on here. So that's loading. We have a refillable silo here. Now you may wonder, we got solid fertilizer in there. Right, we got lime in here. Okay, let me get another trailer. So, yeah, that other silo is still unloading. The unloading speed is quite slow, I must admit. So perhaps a little tweak with that would be nice. But anyways, here we go. We got the other refillable silo here to show what you can do with it. And I have some fertilizer in there, so you can just go next to it and unload the fertilizer into your whatever you want to load it into, a fertilizer spreader or a trailer like this, right? So that's just showing you how I've taken it out, but putting it in is also very easy. And there, so there is the fill point. I believe it is, this little box is kind of the spot what you're going to look for. So there it is. I have filled it back in. So actually that's fertilizer. This is solid fertilizer. Can you put more than one thing in that silo? That's a good question. I didn't try that yet. Let's try a little bit of whatever wheat. But I'm thinking to myself, it's only going to be one item at a time, but I could be wrong. We're going to try it right now. Are we going to get... No. Right, so it is literally like a refillable box or big bag or something, right? Okay. Can we refill something that is on, so this one we have the refillable one. See, it did not disappear. See that the little box is not showing up, so I don't think we'll be able to fill it while it's attached to the truck with another vehicle, but I could be wrong about that too. Let's try that. No, not there. But you can refill it while it's attached to the truck. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. We can put while it's on the truck. And look at that. Now, let's load it horizontally on the truck. So what's neat about this is you can drive this silo out to a field where you're harvesting and load it up, and then once it's loaded you can take it away. Now while it's this way, can you load it with a trailer? I can refill. It doesn't look like I'm able to load it from a trailer. However, say you have I do believe, right, so that's not working, but you can fill it from up top. How do I know that? Well, because the one that had rocks in it, I filled it up from a right there. So there we go. You can fill it. So say if you have a harvester with the like a grain combine, you'll be able to fill these up, use them as a container. Now the container, like the capacity, 25,000 liters is not that much, to be quite honest. And oh yes, let's talk about this. It is quite tippy indeed. I didn't have to go very fast. Now it didn't tip over immediately, but it is, well, shall we say, let's go for a little ride, shall we? I think I mentioned this the last time this had recently had an update not that long ago as well, and It's yes, it's very tippy. Although, like you see, it's like it doesn't tip over right away. It's kind of like, yeah, it kind of wants to tip over. And oh, there we go. So you don't have to go very fast, so be careful with when it's mounted. I think that's everything. Oh yes, these ones disappear when they're empty. So let's see if we can. It's very slow. Let me get it empty or close to empty. Okay, we're very close to emptying out this, and another. It should disappear. There we go. Bam. Once it's empty, it literally disappears, and it's gone. Right. So you're buying the product. But you don't get to keep the container. So what's next? Well, let's. I'm going to go in and take out my handy dandy calculator and do a little bit of price comparison to see what these things work out to. With a little bit of calculation, I have crunched some numbers, and for instance, lime. No, let's go with fertilizer. Fertilizer, yes, you get a better deal with fertilizer. And we'll take a look here. Sold fertilizer, $1,920 per thousand. And for the silo fertilizer here, $45,000 for 25,000. It's $1,800 per thousand. So you're saving a little bit of money there. Lime, no, not a good deal. You're paying $345 per thousand liters, as opposed to $225 per thousand liters. So don't get the lime. Pig food, yes, it is a better price. Seeds is the same. Seeds are a little bit better price, I believe. Yeah, no, it's the same. Seeds are the same. So, yeah, mineral feed, it's exactly the same. Almost exactly, to maybe 50 cents cheaper per thousand liters or something like that. Ridiculous. Anyways, right, so, yeah, that's it. So price-wise, not a whole lot different, except for the lime. Don't get the lime. It's there was some kind of a calculating error there, I think. But everything else, I think, is pretty close, if not a little bit better. And there you have it. That is the HKL Silo System by Kastor D-S-Agrarservice on Farming Simulator 22. Thank you all for watching, and remember, it's only a game, so till next time, bye for now.